Hey everybody, it's Emily, the Crazy Worm Lady. I'm here today with my red wiggler bin because I need to harvest a worm out of here to put into our side-by-side reproduction games experiment. So I showed this bin, I don't know, a week or so ago. We had some rain and the worms were crawling everywhere, and I fed them 3 bananas. So I thought I could come in here and harvest a worm or two. Oh my god. Yeah, I could harvest a worm or two or 200. Oh my goodness. Talk about epic worm ball, guys. It is solid worms all the way to the bottom. I think they're happy. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. They seem quite happy in here. I think that was a good call. Maybe they were hungry. So anyway, I thought I'd give you this little peek in here. I'm going to grab out, let's see. The camera will focus. Is this guy mature? He is... No, he's not. So I'm going to find a mature worm, and we'll take him out, and we'll do our update. Alright, so that was exciting. So here are our 3 bins. It's our our European Nightcrawlers, red wigglers, and our African Nightcrawlers. We're going to peek in, see if we have all 4 of the worms in here in each container and see if we spot any cocoons, and then we're going to give it a feed today. So let me pop open the European Nightcrawler bin and we'll get started there. Alright, so here's the European Nightcrawler bin. I'd say it's a hair dry in here. Actually no, once it gets to the bottom it's wet. Just the top layer, it's a little bit dry. And here is European Nightcrawler number 1. Ooh, feisty. All right. Gonna leave him down there so I can try to make sure we have all of our guys in here. Okay, here's another one down here. Still actually very wet in the bottom. A little bit of standing water actually. Just might need to be mixed up a bit. But he looks good. So that's 2 of them. Move this down here. See if we can find the other 2 real quick. Don't want this video to get entirely too long. These updates on these experiments, I tend to blab on and then I realize the video is like 14 minutes long. I'm going to try not to do that. I'm not seeing the other 2, so I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, make sure I can find them all, and then I'll be back. Okay, so everybody was safe and sound in there, so now we're moving on to the red wiggler bin. See if we can spot these worms. I see 1. Is this the one that I think is a Euro? I think this might be the Euro. I'm going to set him aside for a second because I'm going to swap him out if he is the Euro. This guy is definitely a red. He's got that yellow tail. Definitely have to add a lot of bedding today. I don't know how I managed to mess up the moisture in here. They're just too wet. Here's another little guy. So we have nice healthy reds in here. And I'm going to swap out that European Nightcrawler for the red wiggler that I pulled out of the other bin. So let me get him here. If I can separate him here, he's not wanting to come out of my container. I have him in. Alright, so there, he's in there. And this extra European Nightcrawler is going to go into the other experimental little chambers that we have, the little kids, what do you call it? Composter. The kids composter. Put him in with the other Euros in there. So let's look at the African Nightcrawlers and then we'll get these guys fed up. Alright, so finally here we are with the African Nightcrawlers. And now this bin feels dry. I don't know what I did, guys, at the beginning to mess this up, but we'll get it fixed up today. And here is one. They're so big and pretty. Okay. Here is two. You see those neon flashes when I pick them up? Two. I thought I saw three. Here's three. Interesting that these guys were all hanging out together. In the other bins, they were spread out. But the African Nightcrawlers seem to be hanging together, which in my regular African Nightcrawler bin has never been the case. So that's interesting. So I'm going to grab a little something for these guys to eat, and we'll try to even out the moisture and the bedding in here, and then we'll let these guys go to it for another week. Alright, so we're going to feed in reverse order that we looked through the bins. So this is the African Nightcrawler bin. I did add moisture to get it about even with the other two bins. Just a nice healthy sprinkling of water. So I have some pieces of celery. Again, we only have 4 worms, so that's actually a very healthy feeding for 4 worms. I'm going to add a pinch of coffee grounds. And I am going to add a lot of bedding. I need to get these systems evened out a bit. So I'm going to dump, there we go, this bedding in here. And I am going to kind of cover it with some of this more moist bedding. So hopefully the moisture content will kind of equalize in here a little bit. So there's one bin fed up. We'll go to the next one. All right, so here with the red wiggler bin, do the same thing. Add the pieces of celery, pinch of coffee grounds, and the same amount of bedding. Adding that dry again, and using the moist bedding to kind of cover it up. And then I'll just level this out. I probably won't have to add bedding for quite some time after all of this. I just need to get it at a good level, and once they start creating some castings, the moisture will equalize itself a little bit better. But when we aren't, when we don't have a lot of castings to start with, it's kind of hard to maintain a good moisture level. So this is going to be what we do for now. So let's finish up with the European Nightcrawlers and we'll call it a day. Alright, so the last bin here, the European Nightcrawlers. Going to add the pieces of celery, the pinch of used, if I can get it, pinch of used coffee grounds, and same amount of bedding, and then we will just bury this up with the wet stuff, so hopefully the moisture will even out in here. And we're going to leave these for another week. Now we have all the proper worms in the proper bins, and so hopefully things will start taking off, and like I said, they'll start to get some castings in here and the moisture will even itself out a bit. But all in all, everything looks good. The worms are healthy. The bin, I think, will be a better moisture content now, and there's already plenty of eggshell that we started with in here, so I'm not going to start adding eggshell just yet because they have plenty of grit as it is. So let me know what you think. Drop your comments below. Like this video. Subscribe if you'd like some more content from me. And I'll be back with you guys real soon for an update.